With the fairness is a two-way street. He's quite the guru when it comes to smart meters, etc. So Mr. Doug Lietch, come on up here, and then I'm going to have a couple of questions for him, and if there's any questions from the floor, we'll take only a couple. Mr. Lietch, take it away.
All right, I'd just like to say, let's give a good round of applause to the organizers here today. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. I'd like to welcome everybody here. Also, I'd like to thank Gilles Bisson for coming down from Timmins, Ontario, to take the time to be with us today. We've definitely had a very, hello. We've had a very nice day, beautiful day for everybody to come out. I want to introduce myself. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Doug Lietch. I've been a licensed electrician for over 28 years. I'm a master electrician for over 15 years. I'm an electrical contractor for over 12 years. I've been working on this file, which I'm going to introduce now, which is the smart meter.
Yeah. Trying to kiss it.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay. Right there? All right. I've been working on this file for over 2 years. Let me tell you that the heart of the Hydro One utility, or Ottawa Hydro, will tell you that they can do whatever they want on your house. They can't. You own that meter base. You own those wires that feed your house. Hydro One or Ottawa Hydro do not own that. So it is a device that Hydro One owns that they put on your house. That's the only thing they own. So please don't let them tell you that they can do whatever they want, because they can't. They own that hydro meter. That is it. Now let's talk about the smart meters. I looked on the smart meters, and I tried to find the CSA sticker, which any device in Ontario, any component in Ontario has to be CSA approved. And if they're not CSA approved, they must have a special inspection from ESA. So these smart meters are not CSA approved, and I'll tell you why. I started asking the question why these were not CSA approved, and how come if I had to, as an electrician or electrical contractor, put devices in your home, make sure that they're CSA approved or get the special inspection from ESA, how come Hydro One or Ottawa Hydro or any other utility can put something, even the Ontario government, can force these devices on your home? I called Hydro to find out if they were CSA approved. They're not. They are not CSA approved. They don't have to be CSA approved, what I've been told from Hydro One. Also, I got the same answer from Hydro Ottawa. So, once again, I called Ottawa Hydro to get that information. What I did was I contacted CSA to find out. I contacted them, I called them and asked them if these have to be CSA approved. The response back in an email I got from CSA Group was, to get back on your inquiry, that I can verify CSA does not have a certification program for the smart meters. So there should not be any smart meters that bear the CSA mark. That is right from CSA, right here in email. Anyone wants to see it, I can show you that. So, I fired an email off to Ottawa Hydro, and I'm not picking on any hydro at all. The email I got back, and it's right here, right in writing, because I will not say something I can't prove. There is no applicate CSA standards that apply to these meters. As CSA states, the meters and auxiliary devices that are used for billing purpose come with purveyance of the Electrical and Gas Inspection Act, which is administered by Measurement Canada. Therefore, there is no CSA approved markings that are affixed to these meters. That's right from Ottawa Hydro, an email. They're not CSA approved. They've admitted that these are not CSA approved. Here's one that I got from Measurement Canada. Because I am a type of guy, I will go ask questions. I will not sit back and I will not do nothing. I will ask questions. Measurement Canada does not look into safety of smart meter products. They don't look into the safety. They only deal with the calibration, the measurement, to make sure these are calibrated. Now, with that said, they don't do the calibration. Measurement Canada does not do the calibration. Measurement Canada only verifies that the meters are calibrated on a complaint basis only. Okay? Complaint basis only. Isn't that amazing? They don't calibrate them. The people that calibrate them is the manufacturers. The people that inspect them, the manufacturers. I asked the question, how many smart meters are calibrated? Surprisingly enough, 1 out of 50. 1 out of 50. Right from Measurement Canada. 1 out of 50. But yet, Hydro-Ottawa or Hydro-Ontario comes out and says that these meters are 99.9% accurate. So if they're 99.9% accurate, you only test 1 out of 50. I don't know, Math 101 when I learned. That doesn't work out, guys. 50 to 1 isn't 99.1% accurate. In my books, I'm an electrician, but I guess I'm a stupid electrician. Sorry, not intelligent enough. Okay, so here's an email from Measurement Canada. Measurement Canada is responsible for ensuring that the business and community consumers receive fair and accurate measurement. Investigate complaints of suspected inaccurate measurement. Right there. That's what Measurement Canada says. Complaint basis only. I fired another email because we've had stories of 5,500 smart meters being removed in Ontario. ESA has forced them to remove them because possibly they're unsafe of a fire. Here's the email I got back that when I fired and asked them, does Measurement Canada or will Measurement Canada remove these smart meters because they're unsafe and they're not CSA approved? Measurement Canada's mandate is limited to ensure the accuracy of the meters. With regards to smart meters would not be approved, we suggest you contact CSA or CSA for information. CSA doesn't have a program in place to verify. They already said they don't verify, they don't test, they don't make sure these are CSA approved. There is no markings. The ESA can be contacted here at, and they give me the link, and your utility may also be able to provide this information. So, Measurement Canada, once again, if there is issues with fires or these are not safe, does not do safeties. Now, of the meters. Let's look at the signaling of these meters. I don't know if anybody knows how these work. They go from meter to meter to meter to meter to meter to meter. So, go from your house to your neighbor's house to your neighbor's house to your neighbor's house to the collectors. That's how the information is collected. Okay? What happens if that meter doesn't signal, or in that line it doesn't signal, or the information's corrupt? How do they verify that information's correct? Question I ask, Hydro 1, Measurement Canada, CSA. Who takes care of the signaling issue? Measurement Canada doesn't. ESA doesn't. Guess who does? The utility does. So if you have a problem that it's not signaling properly, you got to go to the person that owns it, which is the utility companies. And you know the answer you're going to get? You're not going to get an answer. Have these been tested in the environment? Cold environment? Had it been tested in to make sure that the signaling was corrected? No. In my opinion, no. Here's the reason that I feel they're not, is because you have meters that are rated for minus 30. Well, guess what? We get minus 40 over minus 30 here in Ontario. Some places, Northern Ontario, get 40. Well, guess what? They're not rated. They're only rated till minus 30. What do you think's going to happen? You've got a device that's in on your meter that's only rated to -30. You think they're going to work? We have seen meters that don't work. We have seen meters that crack. We have seen meters that show lines not reading. You know, if they had been tested, in my opinion, in the environment, then the signaling would have been tested properly, would have known that these worked. And they don't work. One more point I really want to touch on is the verification of these meters for accuracy. I read an article that Kingston goes around to verify with a meter, plug it onto the meter on the houses to verify these are calibrated. And if they're not calibrated properly, they remove that meter. But Kingston Hydro's doing that. I asked Hydro One, do you go out and verify these? Do you actually go to the houses and verify these? Answer was no. My house, the meter's been on my house for over 7 years. How come nobody's come from Hydro One or the utilities to verify those meter is actually calibrated correctly? They haven't. How come a scale that you buy seed from has to be calibrated annually? How come the gas pumps that you pay at the pumps when you pump gas have to be calibrated every 3 years, but the smart meters don't? How do they know that these are accurate? How do they know they're not out of calibration? They don't know that, in my opinion. They don't come and test them. They don't come with the tester and verify it. Hydro One's answer was, cost us too much money to do that. That's their answer. It'll cost us too much money. Your meter's 99.9% accurate. How do you know that? You haven't come and tested it. Just a few points I wanted to bring up. One more very important point that I want to bring up. Here's a meter that's owned by the utility. But yet, they say you can get it tested, but you got to pay $30 out of your pocket. Well, wait a minute. Utility owns that meter. Why am I paying to test, to verify that your meter that you own is accurate? Why am I paying that? I don't own it. I pay a fee to rent that meter, which is in your delivery fee. So I'm already paying for that. Why should I have to pay again? That's your meter. It's not mine. You come and test it. You come and verify. I asked for the calibration report. Guess what I was told? There isn't one. I asked for the inspection report. There isn't one.
Shame!
What I was told.
Shame!
How do they know these are safe? 5,500 meters have been removed because of possible fire. Now once again, look at the 99.9% accuracy. Guess what? That just went down. Completely went down. Okay? Hydro One says we only have 30 meters. Well, that's 30 too many. Possible fire? That's 30 too many. Time to get these things CSA approved. CSA has been fighting, and I've been working in conjunction with CSA. They have been fighting to try to get these approved to ensure these are, one, calibrated properly, two, that they are safe that goes on your home. So with that point, I just want to say thank you very much for listening today, and I hope that I was helpful. I'll stick around here to answer some questions. If anybody has, I got emails here. I'm more than willing to share them with you. So thank you very much for coming out, everybody. Thank you.
Stick around. I got a couple questions for you. Do you want to turn this up maybe, or what do you want to do with this guy, Annabelle? Is this out? Can everybody hear me? I don't even need a microphone. Listen, you know, you talk about no accountability. We're seeing that in the Senate. It seems every time we look into the government's eyes, they're doing something that we're not aware of. There's no accountability there. And yet, as John Robinson said when I went to a fairness luncheon, that the government has penetrated into our lives in every aspect, and we as the people have failed to push them back. We've allowed them to advance their ways and means to do business, and it's terrible. I just want to read you one little comment I got from Mr. Bison's website, and I want you to comment on this. And this was published March the 31st of 2015. The Auditor General has tallied up these failed Liberal electricity policies and has determined that Ontario electric consumers have overpaid by $50 billion. That's with a B, in excess of the electrical value it priced in the free market. This is equivalent to an extra $10,000 each household, and with this new green energy development still coming online, it will only get worse. Where does it stop, Doug? I know you're into the electrical field, you do all this. Where does it stop? What is going to be the breaking point in your opinion?
Breaking point is when
we're broke.
We're broke, and we're seeing it now. You know, why should fixed income people, these seniors, have to choose between eat and pay their hydro bill? Why do people that make, the average people that make money, and you have to have two people who are now working, have to say, you know what, my hydro bill's now $1,000, it's more than my mortgage. Why should any hydro bill be more than your mortgage payment? Where I see it stopping, I don't see it stopping. It's going to drive people out of their homes.
And listen, I'm also dead set against. You know, I earn a living. I work my tail off consistently, and when I hear the government's going to take some of my money and give it to the less fortunate.